So the first book that I finished is The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. I don't know how to say this person's name, and I'm very sorry. But this is a poem book. This is her second book. Obviously, the first one was Milk and Honey. I loved that one, so I had to get this one and read it as well. And it got a little check off of my 2018 reading list challenge, I guess you could say, because this was a 2017 Goodreads winner. I would probably say that I enjoyed Milk and Honey a little bit more for different reasons. There was parts in this book that I really enjoyed, a lot more poems in general, as well as they were poems with these little boxes around them, and they weren't as so much as poems as a sort of like paragraph sort of free writing type, and I really enjoyed that. It really got a little bit deeper into the emotions than the poems do, and I really liked that. This one was put into different parts. I didn't really understand the parts and the poems, how they fit together, like I did in Milk and Honey, but it was still really good. I still liked the poems. I still loved the emotion that she brought into this and how raw it was. Still a good book. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars just because I did enjoy Milk and Honey better. The next book that I finished was Speak, the graphic novel by Laurie Halse Anderson. I have not read Speak, the novel, but this kind of made me want to read it a little bit more. I really enjoyed this. I love that they are bringing all of the kind of classic and need to read books into graphic novel form, because maybe it'll reach out to some other people that wouldn't read the actual book. I own the book somewhere. I haven't read it yet. And now this kind of just pushed me that I really want to read the actual book. But the graphic novel was amazing. I absolutely loved this. I will say it was a little thick, so it did take a little while to get through because there was a lot of words. It seemed like, I don't know, obviously I don't know about the book, but it seemed like there was sort of like chapters in here every so often. It would have like a little heading, I guess, to what was to come. Not too huge fan of that, just because it seemed to be very choppy, and it seemed that really when you want to kind of get into it, it stopped it and went into something else. Other than that, it was a really great graphic novel, and I really loved it, and I gave this definitely a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I finished is Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, From Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and Everything in Between. If you do not know, Lauren Graham is Lorelai, the mom on Gilmore Girls, and this is her autobiography. She has written another book, Someday Maybe. I believe that's what it's called. It's not really an autobiography, but it's loosely based off of her life, but it's more of a fiction book. This literally is her autobiography of her life so far. It talks a lot about her growing up and getting into acting and what she's done before Gilmore Girls and Parenthood and what she's done after. It goes into every single season of Gilmore Girls as well as the new reboot of Gilmore Girls, and it talks about that. It talks about her love life. It talks about a lot of things, and I absolutely loved it. And the next book, I've told you guys a million times that I'm rereading the Magic Treehouse series, so the next one I have is number 21, which is Civil War on Sunday. Very good book. I thought it was going to be really stupid because they kind of found what they needed to right off the bat, but it got into something. It really spoke to me. I really liked it. I didn't think I would like this one because I'm not too big onto war subjects, but a really good kid book. The first thing I want to show you guys that I listen to is a CD, and it is Eminem's new CD. I am so happy that he's coming back. I love Eminem. He is probably one of my all-time favorite artists. I can probably listen to all of his, not all of his songs, I won't say that, majority of his songs, and I can rap all of them because I love them so much and they have so much meaning. Yeah, there's the silly, stupid ones, but if you think about it, those silly, stupid ones have meaning as well. The first is The Zookeeper's Wife. I would never have picked this up if I hadn't seen a trailer for this. The cover doesn't seem like something that I would care about. I'm not a huge fan of zoos. I like them, but I wouldn't watch a movie about them. But this was something totally different. This takes place during World War II, and I believe that the wife and the husband and the son are all Jewish, but they are able to stay because they are taking care of the animals, because they have nowhere else to put these animals. So they are able to stay in the zoo to take care of the animals. And so they have a lot of room. They started smuggling other Jews there to keep them safe. So it's a really good movie. Like I said, I wouldn't have picked this up if I hadn't known what it was about. Obviously, it does have to do with zoos and animals and stuff like that, but a majority of it is about the World War II and kind of trying to survive. And it was a really good movie. I would probably give it 4 out of 5 stars just because it was a little it was a little bit long, but it was a really good movie and it was definitely worth watching. The next movie I watched was Zoolander 2. I loved Zoolander. It's one of those like stupid funny movies, but you just love it. And so I needed to watch the second one and definitely did not like it as much as the first. I feel like with all of the reboots, they just wanted to bring Zoolander back and they did a good job. They wanted to bring Zoolander back and they did it, but they just didn't do it as well as they did the very first time they did Zoolander. And I loved it. It was just weird, a lot weirder than the first one, but there was still some of those good, stupid, funny elements in it. And so it was definitely worth the watch. If you didn't like the first Zoolander, don't watch this, but it is funny. So the next movie I watched, I did not know was a Christmas movie, and it's called Love the Coopers. If I knew it was a Christmas movie, I totally wouldn't have watched it. I kind of read during the movie. I normally read during movies anyway, but I didn't pay as much attention as I probably could have because it was a Christmas movie, and I'll probably get this out again during Christmas and watch it. I don't care about watching Christmas movies during the year, but it's just weird. And I love Christmas so much that whenever I find anything Christmas, it's like, okay, it's during Christmas. So I will probably, like I said, watch this again during Christmas. But this was a really cute movie. It dealt with one family, the Coopers, but it had a lot of other characters as well. And it kind of showed how intertwined everybody is. It was really cute and you felt the love at the end of the movie, I'll just say. It was a really good movie. Definitely good for Christmas to feel that love and that family connection.